Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. We've just entered dungeon number 4 in the previous episode, and in this episode we are going to tackle it. It is called the Skull Dungeon at least. So you can expect the map layout to be that of a skull. It's not like Zelda games have never done that before, so... Let's go check out this place. It used to be a volcano, before the past was actually changed. You can still kind of see it in the interior, there's still lava and stuff, so... The volcano was definitely not here by coincidence. Right. Seems we need to jump over the lava this time. Be careful, because of course it will hurt you the moment you fall into it. It's not insta-kill, so don't worry. Let you pass first. And then we will pass. Can only go down here. I see a chest. I'm interested. I think I can simply push a block here. Like this one. Yeah. Oh, compass. Normally you would expect the dungeon map first, but still. At least we can already see where all the chests are. And therefore also how many floors there are. Boss seems to be on the bottom floor at least. It seems the reward for this puzzle is going to be a key. Blue. So now let's go see how we need to do that. It's not going to be easy, I think. It's not going to be as simple as simply pushing it. No. That will make it orange and that's the color we don't want. We need blue. Yeah, there we go. Small key. Let's continue. We did not stumble upon a locked door yet. And also not on a dead end, so we can simply continue this way. Oh, this loops around. Well, in that case, let's move back to the first room. Because there we also had the split pathway. Oh, fire keys. Interesting. Bit difficult to hit. So, better to ignore it. Oh, there's more of them here. Well, as long as they stay away from me, then I don't really care. Unless they come down for me to kill them. See, these guys can still be fun. Oh, cannot push these blocks. In that case... Yeah, I can push this one. And then this one. A bit more complicated than you would expect. A lot of stealthos here. At least these are the easy variants. You also have those jumping ones. Those can be a bit more annoying. Oh, minecarts again. Always fun to play around with those. And hitting this switch will make us go left or right in those two doors. I think we need to go right first, if I remember correctly. I was not able to kill any of the keys. And here we find the dungeon map. Awesome. Well, let's go see. Do we indeed have a skull shape for our dungeon layout? Answer, yes we do! Not per se the bottom floor, but the top floor definitely looks like a skull. Throwback to the first Zelda game once again. There's a lot of throwbacks to the first Zelda game. The final dungeon in the first Zelda game is of course also shaped like a skull. Ganon's hideout in the first Zelda game. There's also a switch in that room, it seems. But this room has a key. That's also something we need to check out. And this looks like a seed shooter puzzle. Mini Moldorm we need to kill first, I think. Unless we can shoot around it. Thank you, small key. Now we need to make sure to hit the switch while we pass it. And then we're forced to stop in this room. We can move on, because of course to the right we can continue. And here's the locked door. So far the paths in this dungeon have been pretty linear. And it looks like we stumble upon a floor trap. Remember how these things work from earlier Zelda games? Step in their path and they will actually try to charge you. But these ones are pretty far apart, so you can easily dodge them. Yeah. Pick up the rupee. Never have enough of those. Oh yeah, this part. Really love this part. As you can see, we have a large floor of lava, which is normally impassable. However, we also get this lever over here. And if we pull that fully, the lava will harden out. But of course only temporarily. Until the lever actually runs out. Then the lava tiles will return. Awesome little puzzle. We'll be seeing more of those in the game. Oh, and here they are, the jumping Stelvos. These are the ones I definitely don't like. Especially since they also throw bones around. Still one more. Ow, don't jump into me. Jumping into me while jumping away from me. That is pretty unfair that can actually happen. Oh, be careful for these guys. Yeah, of course that is going to happen. Let's see if I can force you to go down. No, then I will actually simply fall into lava if I try. Let's reset the room. Way better this way. Now it's time for you guys to take a swim in the lava. Oh, here we have a very overly complicated jumping puzzle, it looks like. Returning from the dungeon where we actually obtained the Rock's Feather. Only this time we have 9 of these tiles. Oh, that does not work apparently. That way it does work. Yeah. Come on. This one needs to be blue. And still accidentally getting the bottom left one too. Come on. Like I said, overly complicated. Not necessary, this puzzle. Oh, floor traps. And those are not the only kind of floor traps, there's also crumbled floor here. But we do need to push around the block in order to open up the blockade here. This one's going to be pretty tricky. Ow! Oh, hate those things. Ooh! I could actually also call this overly complicated, however, this is just simply challenging. There we go. Let's minecart our way to the next room. This is just a giant intersection of minecart tracks. There's plenty of minecarts in this game. Not just in the previous dungeon, in this one too. And this is also not going to be the final one. Oh, there's a key in this room. And there goes my recovery. Never kill enemies over endless pits or lava. This looks like another shooter puzzle. Allow me. Yeah, second time's the charm. Small key. And please put my sword back on the B button. Anything else there is just blasphemy. Now, we have a minecart actually leading to the left over here, but also a regular pathway leading left. And that is not for nothing, because as you can see there's a blockade in that room. First need to open up the traffic light. Let's kill the enemies first, because these are bone-throwing Stelvos, and therefore annoying Stelvos. Open the block. And this traffic light is way easier to open, we just need to make the tile blue by jumping. And then we can go. Oh, another big room of train tracks. However, there's enemies in this room, and those enemies need to be defeated. So, target practice. It's actually a good preparation for a minigame later on in this game. Whenever we go towards the dungeon 5 and 6 area. Thank you for the fairy. And we have another block. Oops. We also need to do this challenge again. But like I was trying to say, we also have another locked block. So another key needs to be obtained somewhere in the rooms south of here. Because we are out of keys. But not for long, by the sounds of it. Okay, the P-head is not going to be annoying, so let's go try this puzzle now. Red, blue, another blue. And the other one was already correct, so thank you! And I jumped to the lava again. It seems I really enjoy it in there. This time around we don't have to do anything. Oh, this way we do end up on the other side of this room. The intersection room, I always call it. Oh, we see a new type of object there. Did not see anything like that before. Perhaps it's related to the mini-boss. My mighty sword and mighty shield shall crush you. His sword is indeed mighty, and therefore we need to avoid it. But the shield is also mighty, and therefore we cannot hit him. However, his sword is so mighty that it can hit its shield. So our goal here is basically to make sure his sword that waves around the room eventually makes its way to him again. Because it always follows us in the direct pathway. And that way we can hit him. He does start moving faster, of course, the longer this fight takes. But all in all, I think this is by far the most challenging mini-boss so far in this game. All of the other ones have been a joke so far, all three of them. This one actually takes a bit more time. Oh, there we go. No! My mighty sword is broken! You will pay for this! Well, I should worry more about your shield being broken. Because now I can actually hit you. Yeah, all he does in the second phase is actually charge around. Simply hit him with your sword, which you now can do. Mini-boss defeated. Portal to the entrance of the dungeon also available. But we are moving on further south. Because we are after the dungeon item next, of course. And the dungeon item is going to be related to these babies. The mysterious object I briefly also mentioned. These things. Can you guess what we can do with those? I'm gonna leave you guys in the dark for now. Well, in the meantime, I go pick up that item. It should be found around the corner, right here. Correct wall. Okay, here we go. New type of puzzle. Get used to this one. We're going to be doing this one more often. What we want to do is actually color all of the tiles in the room. However, we cannot go over tiles we've already been over, because then the puzzle will lock itself, as you can see. The puzzle in this room is to make sure to go over all of the tiles in the room while following the yellow tile that we actually stand on. We're not allowed to do it in any other way, so we need to make one giant line, basically. These can get really complicated later on. This first one is not per se that difficult, because the room is not per se that big. These can get really annoying later on. Yeah, got it. Like this. Dungeon item. We get the switch hook. Not the hook shot, but the switch hook. Shoot at an object to switch places with it. That is indeed what we need to do. With multiple objects in the game. At first sight, it does look like the old hook shot. That we know from A Link to the Past and onward. However, it actually has a different use. It does not actually fling us towards an object. This works the other way around. We actually switch places with an object whenever we use it. And just remember, these diamond-shaped objects are not the only thing it actually works on. We can also use it on a pot, for instance. As you can see, that we can also switch around. Remember that. The game really is going to love making puzzles out of this baby. Even in the continuation of this dungeon. Because as you can see, there's one right over there. And that is indeed going to be our way to actually get there on that ledge. Like this. Now let's go see what we have not seen yet in this dungeon. Like Gyptos, for instance. The mummy enemies of the Zelda universe also appear in this game. Thank you. Rock's Feather cannot help us here. Okay, new type of puzzle. As you can see, pressure switch. And even the pressure switch is going to be part of switch hook puzzles, like this. Also something you need to remember. We're going to be doing that more often as well. And the switch hook is also a good enemy killer. Most enemies you cannot switch with, but you can actually kill them with it. Or stun them at least. Keys are basically the most weak enemies in the game. They will die with one hit. Even with the switch hook. Time to make way to the basement floor, at last. The boss of the dungeon is also going to be here. And the boss key we also have not obtained yet, so that also we need to look out for on this lower floor. What do we need to do here? This is going to be another pressure switch, of course. We're going to find nothing else anymore. Now we need to actually make sure to traverse the room in a certain way while actually trying to get this diamond on the switch. Oh yeah, of course, it doesn't work like that. We need to be on the right side of it. Puzzle solved. Next room. Yeah, mini Moldorm is not per se a good idea to kill with the switch hook. Those are a bit more powerful. Okay, pot switching. And there we go. Pretty basic stuff. Now, this again. Enemies that actually camouflage themselves. We need to actually jump in order to kill them. Because as you can see, the moment they camouflage themselves, we can no longer hit them. Even if we know where they are. But that actually does not work. We do need to be able to see them before we can kill them. Still no jingle for the key that we're looking for. So let's just jump across you guys. And here we find the jingle. Another one of those snake tile puzzles. That's called snake tile puzzles. Basically playing Snake here. Not allowed to actually get a blue square that is not adjacent to the yellow square that we're standing on. Stupid mini Moldorms. There's also a reason why we need to call this snake puzzles, because there's mini Moldorms here. Which is somewhat snakes. Okay, that one over there needs to be the final one. Otherwise I've already screwed myself. Can still go this way. Yeah, I think this still works. Like this. Awesome. Small key. Still no boss key therefore. No, that is something we're going to meet up later. Even later. Very late into the dungeon, but still, no boss key. If I had my Rock's Feather out, I would have jumped. Now I need to wait. Here I can jump. I can also wait for the enemy, but too untrustworthy. Just like finding the boss key in this place, also untrustworthy. But don't worry, we can actually find it over here. Not a very well hidden boss key in all honesty. Oops. I always love it whenever Link gets flattened. Cannot jump because of the pots being in the way, but we can switch with them. Here is the final use of the key. There's more switching. Leave me alone. Oh, you're over me, so I don't care. Unless you hit me. Boss key is going to be right over here. Final puzzle in the dungeon is going to be another lava tile puzzle. Where we need to be quick. Get your power bracelet out and let's pull the lever. There we go. Run. We don't have the true way to run yet in this game, but still, this we can make. My apology for the spoiler. There is a true way to run in this game. But anyway, we need to do one more after getting rid of the keys. So we're absolutely sure we're not going to get bothered. For this one we also need to keep our switch hook out, because as you can see there's going to be pots in the way. And this is the fastest way to actually deal with it. Because you might notice we're not able to actually outrun the lava here, because of the pots being in the way. And therefore the switch hook is actually our way to get past here. lot of switching. And also need to switch episodes in a moment, because I see 20 minutes have been reached, so... After getting the key, I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut the episode again. Once again, making the boss fight the cliffhanger. And let's see if I remember how to do this puzzle. It's been a while. This one can be a bit complicated, I think. I need to get to that switch over there. And also have our way back. And remember to push the pot, because it's going to be a pressure switch, of course. And this way we can get back. And get the boss key. Thank you. Alright, we've already seen the boss door as well, so I think this is going to be enough for today. 21 minutes approaching. Next time we're going to finish this dungeon. We only have the boss fight to do. And then of course after that we're going to get cutscenes and stuff like that, so I think it's better to save that for next episode. Not just for the cliffhanger aspect, but also because we're going to go over time a bit too much, I think, so... When it comes to trying to make a 20-minute video, I was barely not able to do this dungeon in one episode, you might say. Also interesting, just like the previous one. But anyway, thank you all for watching. See you folks in the next episode, where Dungeon 4 is going to be cleared. Then we will see what we need to face. Thank you for watching, and Treecks out.